Hello and welcome to Debates in English, a weekly English lesson for upper intermediate and advanced English learners interested in political and societal subjects. I'm your host, Sam, an experienced English teacher who has spent thousands of hours in the classroom helping hundreds of students improve their fluency. This lesson series combines my expertise gained from my master's degree in politics with my passion for teaching English. Each week, you will expand your vocabulary at the B2 C1 level and improve your listening skills by exploring the pros and cons of a controversial topic. I recommend downloading the free document in the description, which has a transcript of the lesson with all the key vocabulary highlighted and further reading materials. Before we start, I just want to say that my microphone that I usually use is broken, so I'll be using this headset I usually teach in, so hopefully the sound quality isn't too bad. One of my students recently told me that they visited a zoo. I asked how he felt about going to the zoo, as some people think it's unethical to keep animals in a confined and artificial environment. He told me the conditions that the animals lived in were good, and they seemed happy, so he was okay with it. However, he did tell me that he once visited a zoo in Vietnam, and all the animals seemed sad, and we went on to discuss if zoos should be banned or not. So, I thought this week's episode could be a discussion on that exact topic. Should we ban zoos? Let's jump into the debate. For the ban, 1. Animal welfare concerns. The vocabulary to listen out for is cramped, meaning a cramped room, etc. Does not have enough space for the people in it. For example, he lived for 6 months in a cold, cramped attic room. Confined, meaning of a space or an area, small and surrounded by walls or sides. For example, it is cruel to keep animals in a confined space. Abnormal, meaning different from what is usual or expected, especially in a way that worries somebody or is harmful or not wanted. For example, they thought his behavior was abnormal. Close-knit, meaning of a group of people having strong relationships with each other and taking a close, friendly interest in each other's activities and problems. For example, close-knit community of a small village. Replicate, meaning formal, to copy something exactly. For example, they failed to replicate the findings in the study. Zoos are often seen as educational and fun places where visitors can observe animals from around the world. However, significant animal welfare concerns suggest zoos should be reconsidered or even banned. Firstly, many animals in zoos are kept in cramped conditions far smaller than their natural habitats. For example, large animals like elephants and tigers, which walk for miles in the wild, are confined to small spaces in zoos. These spaces do not allow them to exhibit natural behaviors such as exploring and hunting. Such restrictions can lead to physical and psychological issues, including stress, obesity, and abnormal behaviors known as zoochosis. Secondly, zoos often separate animals from their families, disrupting their natural social structures. Many species rely on close-knit family groups and complex social interactions for their well-being. Being isolated or placed with unfamiliar individuals can cause significant distress and anxiety. Lastly, the artificial environments in zoos can never fully replicate the diversity and complexity of natural habitats. These environments often lack the variety of vegetation and flowers that animals interact with in the wild, which is crucial for their development and overall health. The artificial settings, designed more for human amusement than for animal comfort, can hinder natural behaviors and lead to both physical and mental health issues. Due to these factors, the banning of zoos based on animal welfare concerns is a topic worthy of serious consideration. Alternatives, such as wildlife sanctuaries and conservation programs in the natural habitats, should be supported to promote true animal welfare. Against a ban. Reason 1. Animal welfare and conservation. The key vocabulary to listen out for is conservation, meaning the protection of the natural environment. For example, road development in the area has been limited by conservation programs. Endangered, meaning used especially about groups of animals, plants, etc., at risk of no longer existing. For example, the sea turtle is an endangered species. Breed, meaning of animals for a male and a female to create a baby. For example, many animals breed only at certain times of the year. Extinct, meaning of a type of plant, animal, etc., no longer in existence. For example, the red squirrel is in danger of becoming extinct in England. Tailored, meaning made for a particular person or purpose. For example, these lessons are tailored for upper intermediate and advanced students. Although there are valid concerns about animal welfare in zoos, it's crucial to recognize that modern zoos play an essential role in conservation and can significantly improve animal welfare when managed properly. Zoos provide a safe environment for many endangered species, allowing them to thrive and reproduce in a controlled setting. Firstly, zoos contribute actively to conservation through their involvement in breeding programs specifically designed for endangered species. These programs are vital for maintaining genetic diversity, which is essential for the survival and health of these species. Through such efforts, zoos have managed to reintroduce numerous species back into the wild, significantly boosting populations that are at risk of extinction. Secondly, regarding animal welfare, many zoos now employ enrichment programs that encourage natural behaviors by simulating more natural environments. These programs are tailored to the specific needs of each species and focus on promoting physical and mental health through activities that encourage finding food, climbing, and social interactions. Such initiatives not only reduce stress and improve overall health, but also ensure that the animals' lives in zoos are as engaging and as natural as possible. Lastly, the strategic management of animal populations through zoos involve the careful translocation of animals to prevent inbreeding and strengthen genetic health. This management is crucial for developing robust animal populations that are capable of thriving both in captivity and in the wild. For the ban, reason 2, commercialization. The key vocabulary to listen out for is compromise, meaning between A and B, a solution to a problem in which two or more things cannot exist together as they are, in which each thing is reduced or changed slightly so that they can exist together. For example, it was a fair compromise between the two sides. Nocturnal, meaning of animals active at night. For example, owls are nocturnal animals. Enclosure, meaning a piece of land that is surrounded by a fence or wall and is used for a particular purpose. For example, a wildlife enclosure for lions. Inadequate, meaning not enough, not good enough. For example, the system is inadequate for the tasks it has to perform. Undermine, meaning to make something, especially somebody's confidence or authority, gradually weaker or less effective. For example, Our confidence in the team has been seriously undermined by their recent defeats. One of the main ethical concerns about zoos is their commercialization, where the welfare of animals is often compromised for profit and human entertainment. This aspect of zoos raises significant moral questions about the treatment and use of animals in such settings. Firstly, zoos often prioritize visitor satisfaction over animal welfare. This can lead to animals being displayed in ways that attract more visitors but are harmful to the animals themselves. For example, forcing nocturnal animals to be active during the day to fit zoo hours, or keeping animals in smaller, more visible enclosures that restrict their natural behaviors. Such practices emphasize the entertainment value at the cost of the animal's well-being. In conclusion, the commercialization of zoos highlights a troubling conflict between making money and caring for animals ethically. The enjoyment of animals by humans under conditions where the animals suffer is fundamentally unethical and supports the argument for banning zoos. Against the ban, reason 2. Human education. The key vocabulary to listen out for is compelling, meaning that makes you pay attention to it because it is so interesting and exciting. Secondly, the profit motive can lead to zoos cutting costs in ways that directly harm animals. Inadequate funding for proper habitats, healthcare, and nutrition leads to poor living conditions. Animals may suffer from various health problems due to poor diets and lack of space, all because maintaining optimal conditions is often seen as too expensive. Furthermore, the commercial nature of zoos means that they may encourage inbreeding practices not for conservation purposes, but to increase the population of popular animals that increase visitors. This selective breeding for visual appeal undermines genuine conservation efforts and focuses on generating income rather than protecting species. For example, his eyes were strangely compelling. Encounter, meaning to meet somebody or discover or experience something, especially something new, unusual, or unexpected. For example, she was the most remarkable woman he had ever encountered. Foster, meaning to encourage something to develop. For example, the club's aim is to foster better relations within the community. Preservation, meaning the act of keeping something in its original state or in good condition. For example, preservation of the building was the government's priority. Poach, meaning to illegally hunt birds, animals, or fish on somebody else's property or without permission. For example, the elephants are poached for their tusks. One compelling argument against banning zoos is their significant role in educating and inspiring the next generation about wildlife conservation. Zoos offer a unique platform where children and adults alike can learn about the natural world and the importance of protecting it. Firstly, zoos provide an opportunity for people to see and connect with animals they might never encounter otherwise. This direct exposure can foster a sense of responsibility and a desire to participate in conservation efforts. For many young visitors, seeing animals in person can create a lifelong interest in wildlife. This emotional connection is crucial as it lays the foundation for future conservationists who will support environmental preservation. Secondly, educational programs in zoos are designed to teach visitors about the challenges facing wildlife, including habitat loss, climate change, and illegal poaching. By providing this knowledge in an engaging and interactive way, zoos help people understand the complexities of conservation and the critical role humans play in addressing these issues. Furthermore, many zoos offer programs specifically tailored to engage young people, such as zoo camps, guided tours, and hands-on activities that explain the importance of biodiversity and ecosystem health. These programs are not just informative, they are also designed to be inspiring, motivating young people to care and take action for the natural world. In conclusion, although the way zoos make money can be worrying, their role in education is very important. By teaching and inspiring young people, zoos help develop future wildlife supporters and conservationists. The positive educational effect provided by zoos make a strong argument against banning them. They show how zoos can help both animals and people understand the need for conservation. That is the debate, everyone. Let me know in the comments what your opinion is on this subject. Which argument do you think is the strongest? Thanks for watching, and see you next week for the next debate.